We have special Seanchaí rules for children 5 and up, so they can still be a part of the magic of Seanchaí. There are variations to account for different level of play, so after the basic pairing game, just add the variations as you see fit. Now some kids, the dark cards are a little too much for them visually, so simply take them out of the deck and you can still play. Let's get to it. Now in the basic pairing rules game, which is the foundation game for all the children's versions, you're simply going to be pairing up like suited cards with each other. You're not going to worry about any of the points or any icons. Only thing you're going to be looking at is the backgrounds. And the backgrounds are what you're going to be pairing together. So we've got our landscapes, our treasures, our roles, our warfare, stones, religion, shamrocks, legends, wild cards, which in this version are again simply matching up the backgrounds, and the dark cards if you're playing with them. So all we're doing is looking at backgrounds. We are ignoring any of the icons that may be here. We're also ignoring the point value because the only thing we're looking at is getting pairs, and that's how you score. To set up the game, each player gets 5 cards or 7 if their hands can handle it. The deck goes face down and 1 card goes face up. Now, the idea is to match the card backing to create a pair. So when I look at all of my cards, I have one that will match the orange warfare card. So I pull it out of my hand, match it, and bring it into my point field, and now I discard. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that card. Now it is my opponent's turn. We're going to go ahead and look and see what they've got. Now the question again is, can they match? Yep, they can. Those two match. So match it, put it in their point field, and discard to end their turn. Play continues along that way, so I can use this purple card, match, discard to end my turn. Now if, in this case, our opponent does not have anything to match with this roll card, so you flip a card. Now the card that is flipped is the one that can match up with something. It can either match up with something here, but of course they don't match, or with something in the hand. And in this case, there is nothing to match, so simply discard. All right, nothing matches with my shamrock, so I'm going to flip a card. Nothing matches with that. I discard. I have no more cards, so the play ends. And now we count up pairs. We have 2 pairs, so they get 2 points. Our opponent has 1 pair, so they get 1 point. You do 4 rounds. Whoever has the most pairs at the end of 4 rounds wins the game. Let's cover a few frequently asked questions. In my hand, what if I have a pair? Can I just match them up? No. The only way I can collect a pair is by matching from my hand to the one here, or if I flip a card, that card can match. But if I have a pair in my hand, it doesn't work. So you have to match from the tableau. Another question is, if I can't match anything from my hand to the tableau, and I flip a card that also does not match anything, does the card go over the top? No, the card goes where everybody can use it, and now there's more than one option. I still have to discard, so now my opponent has 3 options to make a pair. In the wild card variation, the wild cards are not paired with each other, but actually are wild. They can pair up with anything. So in this example, I don't have a card that can match with this, but I do have a wild card, so I can match it with anyone. So I can take that as a pair and then discard. Now if my next turn I don't have anything that can match up and I flip a card, now this card is wild. It can match either here or in my hand. Well, I'm going to choose my hand. So now I have 2 pairs and I discard to end my turn. The dark card variation is that the dark cards cannot be used as pairs. So, example, I can match this up, so I'm going to, and then I can discard a dark one. Now that cannot be matched. Even if someone has a dark card, it's unmatchable. So instead, the person would have to flip. Now this becomes a card that can capture, and I have a purple card. So I can do that. And then, let's say I discard another dark card. So that means my opponent has to flip again. Now what happens if you flip a dark card? Well, it just stays there, and you would still need to discard to end the turn. In the points variation game, everything stays the same, but instead of counting each pair as 1 point, you go ahead and use the point values on the cards. So we use Roman numerals, so this would be 20 and 5, so you'd have 25 points. The V's are worth 5, so there's 25, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, and 65. And whoever goes out first would get an additional 5 points. So play is completely the same. You're just going ahead and counting points instead of pairs. To add an additional version of the points is any card left in an opponent's hand when you go out would be counted against them. If your child is ready to play more, they're ready to play the full game of Seanchaí. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know. We're happy to answer any questions and delighted to hear from you. Simply go to CelticLifeandHeritage.org and fill out the contact sheet. Happy playing!